elderly people were sitting here. You know, the elderly people in the past were respected. There was no iPhones, etc. Where our kids knows better than us. But the wisdom was respected. That's what I tell to my kids now. I say respect the elderly one. They have much more knowledge than you. Though you can use the iPhone better than I do. Though I'm not so sure. But bottom line, what do you come? When will you come to the elderly people? When you need an advice. But it's more than that. First of all, there were no lawyers. Thank God for that, yeah. But if you had a problem with your neighbor, you had a problem with your wife, with whatever, and you wanted to settle, you will come to the elderly seeking for an advice. Okay? You want to know, because there were no iPhones, there were no Facebook and so on. You want to find out what is happening in the town, gossiping and everything. They will know, because everybody will come to them, will tell them, they'll see everybody in the courtyard. Now, they see everybody also coming from outside the city because it's the city gate. If you are interested in the politics of the kingdom and what is happening, the gossiping, you also come to see them. Now somebody, and that's a famous story in the Bible, and it has to do with you even as Christians, came seeking for an advice from the elderly people sitting in the gate. Who was it? Solomon was giving advice. He was the wisest.
Boaz.
No, Old Testament.
Yeah, Boaz. I said Boaz. Yeah, but I go give my taffy when you wear go Panias River. I will go tahane my taffy, Kamata go taffy to go give my taffy with Tenny. I will now do in a Ohaka Elysia, Kilangi. I have my taffy going near Saria Philippi. Mareko aho no noa mau I Israeli ta ko te wen ke mau kono ngatu he pasi kon mau pa ke heka ke mau fononga me ai ke he mata pa masalsa malobi.
Open the seats. And what did he tell them? That's how little faith you need to reach the gates of heaven. Now I'm going to pass around them to show you how small they are. Here. Yeah. Yeah, I just pulled them out. This is how little faith. I'm passing and I'm going to show it to you. This is how little faith you need and you will reach the gates of heaven. Just look at it.
Vale bene, la musica che mo si ogaya ako wena pa si su ang epitaw tuig la musica. Kone mau ki kulupo ko ya pasi. Mau man ki tafa ki ko na malanga ya si su mo. Fai fa matala ta ne pa Vika no mango. Vika of
You were talking about the Bible,
But seeing the multitudes, he was speaking to thousands of people. Right next door, you know, he was feeding 5,000 men beside women and children. There were thousands. My dear friends, we're talking about 2,000 years ago. Madonna and the Madonna phones and the loudspeakers and the microphones didn't exist. Well, Jesus didn't just speak to the disciples. He wanted all the multitudes, the thousands of them, to hear. And in a case like that, he will bring them here. You know why? Because this valley below us is God-made theater. It echoes. And not even like in a normal theater where the performance is on stage. And here it works voiceless. You know, till a couple of years ago, there was a little farm right across the valley. And there was a rooster there that we the guys were in love with. You remember that, huh? That rooster that would crow on and off when we were here? Yeah? Well, we loved him. We were so sorry that they closed the park.
Mau kalian ke hak mau Vika Vika Vika. So we have friends from Nigeria that we are waiting for Peter's fish. And yeah, this is the fish. Okay. This is Peter's fish. Wow, fresh. Yeah, got it. Oh, the fish. Oh, here's the fish is coming. Here. Put it here. Yeah. And that is Peter's fish. Yeah.
Take pictures.
Yeah. Wow, look at Vika grabbing the fish. And these guys, yeah, we so hungry for the fish, yeah. No. Matoren mo Vika e ki feitu ko ya na kanga sisu ko makawa ko na fata ke hai ko ya ne to tu ta mau he ni ai pa mo grupo ko ya ni makau ki ai to matoren amana ke fai mau ki ya ko de fine fe la wa pa mo fa historia di feitu ko ni malo ha feitu na ai sisu e tu no ko ya pan fe tu to lo ai ka pita pe ke ofa ya te au ai fofofonga e sias ko ni ko matata he ni ko na e kupenga pita he mo ka wa ko bedang sisu ke au e kupenga ke mata o vaka ai ko ye fo matata he ko ni ma do ni la lo akau i ka pandeu peto fai te ki ya ko hanu hinga mena uia ko lo ni ko lo e ki ko ya Vika fai ni fai ta te heki a mo sese ko e tamae me o kalani manofo ko ia ko ene mau ki kulupu i lalo ka o ka pande me malo pita mau he senta ko ia mere maktala pea mau torina pe mai timi pada na Vika mau whanongo e ia ko mana whamatala historia ko ia ko e sinakoke ni ai he taimo sisu mo ha ile tano ko ia na nga e sisu fo mo uia ko mele ko me makitala ai ko sinakoke na ia na mau na to kanga ke li mai ki buin nge fa fu langa ai ko mo fa tonga ta fa ke ta wasimai fa ko na hiki mai ta fa ko no na ke lo ila sinakoke ko ni ai na langa ai he senturi ulo aki ko e feitu e ngo Cesaria Filipai ai au ko hanga ia ki he tahi metereniane ai na ngau e ki he kau loma he kono ia taimu oho fegi nau tolu pa ulawa nau hau ke feitu ko ni o holai o nau mai vaka o nau folau e ki loma e whafo pita ai feitu ko ni
Okay, everybody here?
It's okay, listen. Jerusalem.
Fai vai ni Cesaria Filipai
as the shadow of a cross. I saw the holy city beside the crystal sea. The light of God was on its streets, and the gates, they were open wide, that all might enter and or the stars by night, or the sun to shine by day, for it was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. It was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, sing for the night is o'er. Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna
Oh, that's beautiful. Kone pong Friday koia oe frau na fai ki Islandi pe koe mau te dewen mau I he Crown Plaza koia I Jerusalema koe te deu ke mau whanonga atu ki he tere a koia nei hanga I te vita o ikuna I a kolai a te pea koe whakolo abitu ki te kau he lue I he whataha I he potu nei kamata I hanga he otua mea ngau e aki aine tamai o iko te vita koe kolo Jerusalem aine o whatu tio mai ke fu ana koe ninga koe whaka o whatu hange pea fu ka solo a loto pena e anga whewhe hono ngahi anga whewhe hono ai te mausio mai ai te mausio mai ki he ki anga hono ngahi fu aan whaka ofa pe o ava ki ata e foi mama koe hua I ki o lunga e como sio ke anga e fu ana koe konga pe eni kau alu au I te whake taha
If you look up there, you can see the hard rock. Okay? So that worried the job. But they knew very well, because we're talking about the Byzantine period already, and then the early Arabic, about the dome. And the dome is the strongest construction. So they will start carving it, going in circles. You look at the chisel, yeah? Going in circles, and then with baskets and ropes, they will lift the material up. Yeah, by hand. Now, they dig this one, and they dig this one. Then what they did eventually, they knocked the walls between them. Yeah, because each one of them is separate caves. And they knocked them down. And they used it for construction. But not only for their houses, because the city was not that big, they were also trading with it. All the coastal area was built with the material that came from here. Okay? Then they also turned it into what the Romans would call columbaries. They will dig holes in the wall for the pigeons. The pigeons will lay their eggs. And they will cover the entrance. They put 2 pigeons in there in no time, you know, they multiply. And as I told you, there are beautiful paintings here.
Poranga museo mai fu ana gona na ngahi aki ki tana ke no vai
They're supposed to know me.
ka ga o fa o singana na ngahi ke tana wai ka kai we pe no fanga ki loki si he ka fanga ki loki go tana ki ka kai na matano
Man was half God, half goat.
ka kai na no foi ni na
And this one is
konga tangata konga kosi
will resemble this woman.
Pasi ke ana go ni
Or fake. Or fake. Remember we saw in the mosaic in Sephora.
wow
So the other will
ma ui he ki paka ni o se mau kai o ta falaite ma he no fai mau ki se vespe fu paka go ni fa of au pito wa foi va ta ui he ni fai mau ki bala o se me ke fa of fo noa
I'm not trying to believe it.
Vika me ko Vika na uno mai go ni
Best buses on this tour. Oh, the judges had a real hard time.
I'm coming to you in the name of the God of Israel. And he took the slingshot and twisted it and hit Goliath on his forehead. Now David didn't even have a sword, so he used the sword of Goliath to cut his head off. And so the city, today it's a modern city, but that was the ancient site of Estaol. And then we passed the crossroad, which is called Samson Crossroad, because the Bible tells us that the Spirit of God Welcome back to the holy city of Jerusalem. And we are heading, you know where we're heading to? The most holy site to the Jewish people. If you're a son of God, throw yourself down, he will send his angels to nurse you. And you know Jerusalem have a long history of 7,000 years, and it's believed to be here. See here, or where it started is across the road. On your left, this head fast on your left, this is the city of David. We're going to visit the southern steps here.
Western Wall when my guy fight going to find a lot. Omega guy for the picky and I fear my and I want lot to il for pau hang to tari and I lot of fai kaya nu na pa ta mai me ta pa ke Vika ni pa mau he ki kolo ko ia o mere ko ia sisu mau he ni ai pa mau timi Estamos mosio que kakai
That's right. That's it too.
pe fa matalago ki kolo ko niga na tupo a merego ki kolo ko ka ba tu mali ne to ki hiki ai ki nasa leti ko ya ko mali mosio sifa pe ko fe dona malagio mi ai
to play the harp. You can see him there, and he was loved by everybody, including the birds and the trees. Yeah. When he played the harp, everybody came to listen. And Orfei had a fiancée, Odice. They were supposed to get married, and they were very much in love. The tragic story was she was bitten by a snake. And she died, and she was taken to Hades. And he was so sad that Hades. Okay, are you here? Yeah? Okay. We We are now at one of the public buildings. We're not sure if it was the municipality, but one of the public buildings in Sephora, okay? And there were a lot of mosaics here, but the most famous mosaic found in Sephora is the mosaic of the Nile. Now you know that in Egypt, the country depends on the Nile. All the rest is a desert. So
Ko Vika ni ai ko tai nga o hanga tuia ki amaketo ai e fai e tau lahi ko ia o tau te ki ai pai na mau ia ka ko ni ku I heni ke ki fa matala tu pe ko ha me o si tu ki ai
Mohanga mai ni ki he tele a o ko Amaketoni. Ai ko foi tumtumu na Amaketoni ko me kito to ko se ne fa ma lunch. Ka ko la wa fola I nga ya fa si he. Tau e fai la tau mama ni mai ki heni. Pe kakao pe ho si I he na pe to tangata ki he. Piti ho si. Ko tau e fai I Amaketoni. O os fai kamata te ia ki ai. O fatu, tadoxio.
the way it is today. First of all, yesterday I've mentioned to you that the upper city of Jerusalem, the wealthy part of the city, was in the Jewish quarter, which is up there. You see this building with the white domes?
Yeah.
That building will be here. This is the real house of Caiaphas, the high priest. Because from here, you have the best view of the temple. Okay? You are also by the priest bridge, which was excavated and found. The men, when you go back to the Wailing Wall, go to the right, go inside, you'll see the first arch. You'll see this arch here, which is called Wilson's Arch. Okay? That was part of the bridge. So those spoiled people, the high priest and the priest living in the upper city, won't have to go 100 feet down and up to the Temple Mount. They might not end up there. Okay, so they had the bridge. So this will be the real house of Caiaphas right here. And I told you, they excavate the palace with 60 rooms, with the menorah on the wall, something really beautiful. So this is where Jesus was brought, not to Peter Garicantu. Peter Garicantu is here. Did the teaching. Those steps here. Those steps were the steps. Those steps were the steps that were leading to the Temple Mount for the pilgrims. Okay, because they had to go through ritual baths, to go to special ritual baths with the ashes of the red heifer to be sprinkled in necessary, and then they will go up. Why it's so important to you? Because Jesus walked on those steps. Jesus entered the Temple Mount several times. First time was when he was a baby. He was carried up as he was firstborn, and they needed to redeem him with the silver coin from the high priest sitting at the gate. Then, when he was 12, remember? Yes. They were lost him. They had to go look for him, and they found him in the temple, asking questions, giving answers. Jesus went up there also when he had the fight with the money changers. Peter and John walked those steps to go to the temple. There was only one time when now what is the Antonia? I told you about the fortress with 4 towers. Courtyard in the center, built north of the temple. That's where Pontius Pilate will be, one of the tallest towers there, to observe what is happening on the Temple Mount at the time of the Feast of Tabernacles Passover. Remember we talked about it? Okay? But they didn't know the sizes of that fortress. And when they excavated below the front, they found the floor. On the floor, they found what is called the Gate of the Here. That's how this area looked like 2,000 years ago. Okay? This is the northern wall of when they put the red gown over his shoulders. They hit him on the chin and called him the king of the Jews. Okay? That's what happened in this area. The problem is, As an archaeologist, I have to tell you the truth. Sorry. So, what convinced them to believe? First of all, that this courtyard is the floor below us. What convinced them to believe was a game that was found on the floor.
Eko whai tu ni o Antonio Fortress. Ai ko whai tu ni na hanga whakakalauni ai a sisua kalaun talatala. Ai a I whai tu ni. Ai a ko via tololosa.
I feel the feeling of walking on the river. Okay? Now, there is a chapel here, two chapels. One is the third station where they believe Jesus took his first fall, and next door to it.
Ai ko mo ngai roa tahaya e fofola la ngai be ko kwai si tu en fa ma uta mo le pe one day you come.
Mount of Olives was one huge olive grove, but also a cemetery on parts of it.
Is that the police?
Original trees, the tree started growing again. So in the garden you will see 7 ancient olive trees, 2,000 years old. Okay. The rest, well, we have young olive trees. But what is the meaning of Mount of Olives? Why it's so famous? Why it's so holy? Following the history, let's start with Jewish tradition and then we follow the Christian tradition. Remember I asked you, have you heard of the red